Yeah.
Stoked to have you here, man. Thank you.
Stoked to be here.
We're already recording. Of course we are. Oh, we always do.
Always rolling.
So I'm amazed how much content you guys got out. Just little short bites and summaries, and it's incredible. It's really awesome.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the X Wheels podcast. I've got Mike Raper here from North, what's all that stuff? North Boils,
The
North
legend
Backboarding,
himself.
and Walt,
Yeah.
unofficial co-host. But I wanted to bring you in here. I mean, there's so much you could talk about because you can talk a lot. So we wanted to we kind of wanted to.
Honestly, I think that's an understatement. You can see me go. I haven't stopped for that.
Well, and North has all the products, right?
Yeah, we got
you
such
guys
a
make the whole range. If there's a water sport, you guys make something for it. And so I think it's getting more specific on this beautiful mast here behind us and all the excitement around foil drive this year.
Yeah, so we wanted to specifically talk about that because I think you're heavily involved in that, and you tell me about your foil drive sessions, and you send me this map that looked like a spaghetti plate of like 10,000 tracks. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy. So great. Normally we're testing kiteboarding equipment, we're testing wing foiling equipment, or anything basic foiling with wind sports, which has been great. But most importantly, recently we've been pushing really hard on the power wing side of it. I'm going to go into the new Rover power wing.
Oh yeah, we should definitely talk about that.
If you can touch on it.
Oh no, 100%.
And I think
This is basically a Fairwing podcast at this point. So
yeah, pretty much. That's what's going to be interesting, though. I'm jumping here a little bit. There's a powering pairing together with the four drive. I think Dominic Hoskins came off the water yesterday, dripping wet. I'm in the middle of the event site, dry, and he stops and was water and gives me a big hug and he goes, picks me up and he goes, "Oh my God, the new Rover powering in combination with four drive and a harness and stash belt." He said, "I got up on my four drive, I threw up my power wing, I cranked up, went about 7-8K up the river, and then packed it away, got on my four drive, came back, and I used like 20% of my battery." So suddenly I think we're opening up this possibility of riding swell on a onshore crappy location which doesn't have typical hood conditions.
that's a lot of gadgets.
It is a lot, and thingy, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's the point of the Fairway. I think there's a magic in this thing because of how small and collapsible it is.
How
You can kind of integrate it into any session, right? Like you can be on your back on a sub session or on a Fairwing session. Now you
Rescue device.
the battery dies. Now you've got a sail, right? Like that's the one thing I always feel comfortable with. But if I get way offshore, even though I'm on a small board and I got a sail in my hand, I mean, as long as there's a puff of wind, I'm in control.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the Fairway gives you.
Yeah, and I think obviously wings deflate. You can put it forward for an alley, and also four drive. It's not always guaranteed. You've got a Bluetooth pairing.
We've all been through the whole get out and be like, "Oh no, the trigger's not working, it's not connecting."
So having that rescue in your backpack, and also being able to get 2 or 3 on your body. With our backpack, you can put 2 of the wings in there. You can have one in the stash belt. You've got 2 or 3 wings if you want to ride together with that. So you're kind of covered on the
a lot of gadgets.
Creates a lot of gadgets.
It is. I'm selling gear.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
Everybody should go out with 3 pair of wings minimum, just to
and
make sure
a foil drive.
and a foil drive.
Yeah, let's talk four drive.
So you want to talk a little bit? Well, let's talk about since we brought it up, let's talk pair wings for a second. You guys are kind of like soft launching the new Rover.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Which is
coming out
super
later
exciting.
this year.
Do you want to talk a little bit about the evolution from the Ranger to the Rover?
I think the
and how
Ranger.
that all went?
Thank you, appreciate it. Thanks, Walt. The Ranger was definitely designed a while ago. I got sick and got delayed a little bit on it and sent you the wrong Twitter links to test the Ranger last year. Otherwise, we should have been at the forefront of those first wings, and I'm a little disappointed in ourselves with that. But the Ranger is designed to get you up on foot. And it points upwind like 7-10 degrees. It's not amazing upwind, but it's incredibly stashable. It's got lots of run. It's really affordable as well for a lot of consumers just looking for that price point and just to get up on foil. I'm not sure I really want to get in power wing and get into this. I'd give it a go. I can get up on foil. I can do it down under. The evolution of that is obviously the Rover. It's going to be launching later this year. Comparable to some of the benchmark and the leading industry shapes at the moment. We've got some fantastic feedback from our riders in the past few days about the performance of that. I'm really excited to launch that.
Yeah, I need to go lock down that 3.5 before somebody takes it so I can get on that thing today. They've been hot items, dude. Every time I show up at the booth, they're all out in the water, right?
Yeah. It's been who knows Mike the best to be able to get hold of it.
That's a good sign. People are riding them, man. I mean, people like them, right?
So we're super stoked.
And I'm going to be in that promo video.
Are you?
I'm going to be the highlight of that.
Oh, of course you are too. Of course, yeah.
I tried my best to get in the video. I think they cut my scenes out.
We don't pay him $1. He very kindly came out in the ocean and rode out in the river, and you rode for 3-4 hours.
Yeah, 2.5, 3. Yeah.
That was on top of
was
already
fun.
how many down. You'd already done 4 or 5 downwinders by then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, just
It was a full-
I don't know how
full
you do
day.
that. We're going to 4 hours. Super impressed. You know what? I'm not going to go too much into the rotor. We'll dive into that when we launch your product.
Okay, cool.
But definitely with the 4-drive mast. I think thanks for having me on the show as well. I think the 4-drive is.
You're very good
for
at
us-
this.
Am I?
Yeah, you thanked him already. You thanked him. You're like a
Oh,
professional. You're a
Okay.
professional.
I like this.
This
good.
We're
This
very low key. This thing.
Okay. I like that thing.
Dude, I am grateful. This is like the nicest anybody's been to me on the
I know.
podcast. He
So
said
thank you
like
all
3
for that
times.
question. Great question.
Yeah, and he knows he's thanking me, not you.
Well, I don't have any
Well, you're the host of the
questions.
show.
Pretty much.
I don't have any fucking good questions. I'm just comic relief.
Right, we're going to
Editor.
talk FD. Right, out of that. I'm getting it. I want to get this done. I want to get this done.
He's our IT
I got
manager.
shit to do. I love you guys. The ultra high modulus 80 is the length. We've packed, and it's FD, meaning 4-drive assist. 18 centimeters is the height from the base of the max 4-drive system. However, when you add trench into that, we've got a 40 mil trench in here, full CM trench in here. We did originally start with 50 mil. We decided, you know what, difference between 50 and 40, we couldn't feel the drag difference. So there's no need to go the full 50 yet. I'm sure the other brands will work that out over time as well. But also, we also started off with a really narrow trench. I don't know if you can rotate that with your head. You can see there is a bit of room in here that you can get your fingers in here and
Yeah, really
unlatch
just
and
clip,
clip the battery off. We started off really tight thinking it's going to be high performance. Again, we couldn't feel a big difference between being really close and having a wider, more accessible,
Yeah, because
easy.
there's an air bubble there, but it's passing it, right? And so it doesn't really make that big a difference.
We can't feel it at the moment. And,
Yeah,
and I'm
well,
sure
we're
in
not going
time
that fast, right? Like I think if we think about all this drag, but it's not like we're going 40 miles an hour. We're going 3, 4, 5.
yeah.
We're getting lift at what,
Yeah.
6 miles an hour probably.
Yeah.
So
Totally.
like it doesn't need a whole lot of drag relief for you to feel it. It's more about the touchdowns, right,
Yep.
with the battery pod than it is
Yep.
about initial takeoff.
Yeah,
And that's
totally.
where you feel the drag, and then obviously this removes it.
Totally. Yeah, totally. And then just making sure that trench is wide enough, that long enough that you can pull the pod out and put a new battery in. More importantly, making sure the boost is future-proof. So I'm just going to introduce the boost with a range of 4 different sizes
Great
coming
colors on
out.
this thing too. By
Thank
the way.
you. 35 liters by 4.9, 40 liters by 5.0, 45 liters by 5.3, and a 65 liter by 5.6. So the 65 liters is the only one that doesn't have a trench. We worked out that 65 liters, you don't really need a trench because you're not at that performance level. So the 3 smaller sizes will definitely be at the performance level. The coolest thing, and we'll cut to this as we talk about it.
Yeah.
Is we'll do a B-roll on this later, hopefully, is I'll show you how quickly it is to undo the system. It takes about 20 seconds. You literally do one twist, one rotation with your tool on each of the 4 screws that are holding her in. And underneath, we've got a patent pending spring nut that allocates and lines up the nut,
Wow.
which means your nuts don't fall off in the back of the truck. You can slide it back, pull it out, slide it back in.
It's at the drop box, which is on
Yeah,
all
so
the
drop
north
box
boats,
is
right?
also-
So-
Dropbox spring loaded, so you
Yeah.
press it down, slide it,
Dropbox
and then
is
it locks in
patent
place.
approved, so that's where you've got 4 locators, so you've got a box that rotates. It doesn't give you a huge amount of forward or aft movement. However, on outboards, you don't need it.
Well, on a board this length, like the position is the position. There's not a lot of point in moving at a
Yeah.
time, right? You got maybe 2 or 3
Yeah.
inches of play where it makes sense to put the
Yeah.
foil, and that's
Yeah,
it. So
totally.
yeah,
Totally.
totally makes sense.
And then the mast, we've just packed in so much UHM into it. I'll just shout out to Oli Summerlat, our product manager, who's unfortunately not here. We're
I
just
know,
trying to
I'm-
keep costs down.
I'm bummed about that.
Yeah.
He always gives me all these toys
Yeah.
and foils to take home. Yeah.
Hence him.
But I also like him, not just for the gifts. I sound like my daughter. Where's my present? You're like, no, he's here to see you. Like,
Dude, he's
thank you
an
for his
incredible
presence.
naval architect.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's got a history of composites and carbons and fairing. I mean, if you look at the pod position, I don't know if you can see behind your head, you see where our pod position starts. It's so far back from the LE. A lot of our competitors are a long way forward. This is where the drag happens at the
Right.
LE, and if you can move further back, you can get that.
Just
The
places
less
that.
drag there is, and the more faired out this is.
And what about this? There's like a
less
cut back in the mast, too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So really tried to reduce the amount of drag. Feedback so far has been amazing. I don't know if you guys know a guy called Rob Furos, who's Aussie. He loves YouTube. He's kind of the foil drive frother worldwide, and Rob's has got more and more ways. I think I was showing you those lines we're doing in Australia. I went on holidays, going to power winging at best of intentions, and every morning I get up at 6, and by 10 I've done 4 hours on the water, 4 batteries. We've done 50 to 60k per day, 150 to 170 sessions per morning. grind one rail, right into the next one, right into the
I
next
know.
one. The whole time, your legs shaking, breaking, surfing Snapper, Greenmount, Kira, some of the best surf wakes in the world. And I'm like, right now, I'm on holiday. I'll be the parallel.
Parallel later,
I'm just gonna be an absolute, just a glutton on the amount of waves and time I've had. So 370K.
Dude, I mean, I feel you, dude. This foil drive turns you into that because it just allows you to have these just ridiculous sessions where you're just on that peak of like, wait, and you lose that feeling of consequence, right?
Yeah.
Because you're like, if I fall, I'll just pop right back up on the next little chip, turn around and see a roller hit that, and now I got another wave. Like, there's no waiting. It's just like an ADD foiler's dream, right?
And
You never
hey,
have
look,
to wait.
it is cheating. I 100% am with it. But
I don't
this
think
is
it's cheating. I think it's training.
training.
I just think it's a different sport. I mean, like,
Look, I get a lot of
Yeah.
people in a foil drive. It's not, they're not gonna be a foiler right away.
Yeah.
You know, there is a learning curve to it.
Yeah.
Even though like someone comes in, it's not like, oh yeah, you get a foil drive. There you go.
Yeah.
See you later.
It's a big outset of
There's-
cash, too. I mean,
Yeah,
two
yeah.
batteries, three batteries.
Yeah, for sure. But it's not cheating. It's just an easier way possibly to get yourself into
I've been
foiling.
amazed, like I'm
But it's-
teaching, I've got girls who've just teenage girls who are actually getting a little bit older now, but just getting them into it, the foil drive's been amazing over the past year. They're giving them access they wouldn't have done otherwise. And
well, because they're
time
small,
on the
right?
foil.
Like the weight, like you put a little person like that on
Yeah.
a e-foil that weighs, you know, whatever, 30 kilos. Like, dude, that's just an impossible thing. It's like trying to drive a school bus. Whereas, like, you put this on, the weight's in the right place,
Yeah.
it's manageable.
Yep.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I just think the foil drive's an amazing tool, and it's a tool
It
for
is.
more sessions, more wave time. And if you're serious about your foiling, honestly, it's a great tool for progression. I mean, it's like training with weights on, and you get more reps, and you get to work on that turn over and over again.
The one that
Wow.
killed me because we've with North we've been testing on all of our foils behind jet skis for the past 7-8 years, and the jet ski was the most efficient way to test the performance of the foil. But the problem was you had to get 2 people, you had to go and wash it down afterwards, you had to refuel it.
Trust me, I know.
Oh, I
We don't
know you
like
hate it,
jet
but I've got a new jet ski. So I got a new one a couple of years ago, so I'm lucky. It's been pretty problem free. But even then, 50% of the time you're driving, so you're only riding 50% of the time. Of that 50% of the time, I'm getting 2 4-drive waves to every 1 tow wave. Yes, I would much rather be on a big day. I wouldn't take 4-drive.
Yeah.
Take a performance by go whip into a few. Doesn't get that bad. Yeah, that's the freest part of it all.
Yeah, like
Parallel.
like the North Bird. Is that a good board for towing?
Yeah. Yeah. You know it already.
Oh, dude, I own 2 sizes of it. I ride it. That's my go-to. I love that.
Yeah, great for proning.
Great for foil drive.
Great
too.
for towing. If you drill holes in it, it's great for foil drive. We've done that.
Put a hole in the top and a hole in the bottom, and
bird.
fiberglass it over. It's an amazing foil drive.
Yeah.
board, dude.
Well, because I loved it.
Well, now you have this, so this is the
Well, it's because
same
it's
thing,
like
different.
It's like wrapped carbon with high density foam with carbon. Like it's just so that board is so
Okay.
stiff and reinforced. And
Only one to the wet drill.
Yeah.
Just went nuts.
Dude, that board
board
is
is so
magic. Like, it is my
There's a
favorite
new
thing.
small,
to tow.
we plucked for North is a smaller size coming. We've been working with surfer Aussie Alex Hayes.
Alex,
Just wanted
yeah.
a cut off study on the back. So just got offered one additional small size coming next season. So and that's
So how's the connection on this thing?
it's got a little logo here
That covers the fiberglass.
that's called Signal Optimized.
Oh, nice.
2.4 gigahertz. So it's basically
What does that mean? Because I was telling people there's probably like a cable that's running internally through it.
So-
or no.
Anyone who wants to geek out, I won't go into too much detail because I'll probably get it wrong. But if you go
all we
to
do.
radio
Wrong,
radio
like, we got it right.
frequencies,
So
radio
it's fine.
frequencies, it depends on. It's like a lens. You adjust the. It's a rectangle.
Okay.
Depending on how high or how long that is, amplifies or slows down a signal. It's really interesting technology. It turns out my tow partner from years ago for tow surfing was a radio engineer, so we got him into the office. And
They're
told
like,
us
so
all
how do we
about
do
it.
this,
So,
man?
yeah. But it's also that in combination with some of the materials that Ollie's been using in the boards just to get them super lightweight, really good signal. I can now hold on the trigger, plunge under a wave, go for about 20 seconds underwater. I'm curious actually to see how long it could stay underwater with flotation. You know, the smallest one we've got here is 35 liters, but we've got also got a 16-liter twin tip kiteboard. A foil kiteboard store.
Alex?
I want to get you or someone out like that. So only 16 liters, and the boys are getting up on 16 liter biscuits. And it's got strapped. So we're sitting there going, well, okay, let's get this with the 16 liter. and start ripping and see how small we can
Who
put on the
messaged
boards.
me and told me to try that?
Dude, at least I've got a message.
Oh,
saying
only send
you've got to
me a
get,
message.
you've got to
Yeah.
get, Ollie, you've got to get Dylan out.
Let's go, dude.
Go and try the
I'd love to
60.
try that.
Because I was
That sounds
kite
fun.
foiling that board.
Yeah, I reckon you could put straps on it. Yeah, so when you were kiting.
Yeah.
So you were boosting big, eh?
Yeah.
That's
it was
because you've got
fun.
some, it was surf for like 20.
They were scared I was going to break that board.
Someone
told me,
came back down the
please
road
no.
and they said, dude, Dylan's going huge on the foil up there.
Yeah.
Something so you boosting.
It was sick.
So yeah, if I was you, definitely keep 2 foot straps on there. Put on one of these and give it a go. I reckon there's also an element that at the moment we're surfing without straps, but we all know if you get the straps in the right position, you can really great.
Yeah. Ireland always wears
Ireland wears straps and
he preaches with straps.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm scared of straps.
Well, you watch what he does, and it's pretty special with straps. But I don't know. I've gotten used to strapless, and I'm scared. You know, I'm
Dude, I
23. I don't want to like break anything.
I feel my feet
ankles
like
are-
10,000 times.
That's the other
during
thing,
the
too.
session.
Yeah.
Always
And
like
pump,
readjusting
Stop
and like
pushing it.
Yeah.
it's tough.
But yeah, I'm also used to a very narrow stance at this point for the most part, unless it's like we're towing. So I think that's the other challenge.
Can you pass me? You've got a line just behind you. Just a really quick bite on the surf rings because it's kind of hard to talk about the ball.
What is this?
680. Yes, yeah. You guys know it, but I mean, for everybody else out there, it's one of the most underrated surf wings in the market. There's only 2 wings like this in the market that have got roll. The way I explain it is, as you go into bottom turn, goofy right foot forward, this is my heel, this is my toes. As you go into bottom turn, I call it 1 for 1. We put one amount of energy, the same amount of energy to roll out of it. It's really easy. A lot of our competitors don't, their wings don't roll as well. They've got a 1 to 2 or a 1 to 3. So once you bank and turn, you've got to really
push to get
consciously. I always fall off when I test those ones. You've got to consciously put so much more energy to go the next turn, which means the roll on this is fantastic. Everyone's got good pump. We know the pump of this, we know the climbability, but it's that roll that makes it extra special. And that's it. I use a 830 with the full drive. 680 is my daily driver for winging. I love carving. I love surfing.
Yeah, those are the 2 wings that I use. That's 680.
But I'm
Really?
210 pounds.
I mean, I took it on a downwind the other day.
Much bigger dude than you.
Oh, I was
Way
using this
lower level,
on the chute,
Oh yeah,
right?
cool.
I was using it on the chute, and then I did a downwinder with the parawing down to the hatch, and I was on the 680. I was on a longer mast, which I'm not used to.
Oh,
But
it is,
yeah,
right.
I was like, fuck. I was like,
Oh, I
this
should
is
have shown you the
fantastic foil.
short mast 72.
Yeah, we got that
Ultra
too.
high modulus 73.
Oh, the new skinny mask.
Everything's getting thinner. Everything's getting stiffer.
Yeah, you want to talk about that a little bit? I know, like, because it's something we see across the board. Like, everybody's pushing towards these, like, 11 mil masts, right? Like, I think it's coming out of the race side, and there is a total feel difference, and a lot of it comes down to material science, because, like, we want skinnier masts, but we don't want to give up flexibility, right? We want a stiff product, too. So how is that?
How we got that FD?
That's kinda how you got
Ollie,
this.
we just threw so much money into it. Ollie was just putting layer after layer
Right,
of
it's just
ultra high
more
modulus. So there's more and more UHM type. And I guess like 2-3 years ago in China, where we manufacture the UHM was kind of military grade and it was very exclusive, super expensive. Over the past couple of years, that cost has come down. It's become more affordable. It's become more usable, and our suppliers have been able to get it more readily and more easily. And that's the fundamental difference. If you've got more of it in there, you can go thinner. You know how much the thinner on the cord and the thickness, that just makes a huge difference in combination with the outline.
And what is the thickness on the
Third, 12, we've got 12 and a half and 13 and a half.
That's still very thin.
Yeah, so super thin.
But stiff.
If you go, I mean, north, we were, again, Ollie never tipped from day one. I'm here in the retail shop, but our CF, our standard carbon mask, has always been super stiff anyway. But when you move to UHM, suddenly the reduction in the thickness means it, and you keep that same stiffness, that's where we've got those big leaps and bounds. But yeah, it's really interesting to see the performance and how that equates to the riders. I'm looking forward to seeing what the riders can do with the increased what you guys can do with the increased performance.
Yeah. Excited about it all, man. It's so cool to watch the whole thing continue to evolve at such a fast pace. Like, we're seeing innovation still in wing performance, in like range and speed and roll rate. Like, all those things are increasing year after year. And I mean, you know, we always talk about this, like, how long can it keep doing this and keep increasing, and things get faster, and every year they do, and the science is getting better with the materials. We're getting, you know, on the foil assist side exploding. I mean, the whole thing is just
I'll
wild.
never forget Pai Lenny doing that pump and the first praying for like no matter who. As he did that pump, I'm coming out the pump and connecting his second wave. I'm like, oh my god, like overnight, I was just, this is insane.
This is the
And
future.
This is the future. I got first Joe for it. I'm super excited about it. But I think my key point is like, who would have ever seen that? And then the winging side of it, and then now the power winging, and it just keeps, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then this thing, it's like, man, how did this not always exist? It seems like such an integrative tool that like makes so much sense for what we're doing, yet like it just appeared a year ago, right? And really, let's be real, 6 months ago is when it really appeared, because it doesn't matter until like a handful of folks are making it, you can actually get one, because like until this summer, nobody could get their hands on it.
That's what happened with the Rangers. That it's like, okay, we want a downwind. Everyone wants a downwind, and we throw it up. It's like perfect. It's got all this stability. It's got all this power. We're like, fuck yeah. And then by time everything starts to evolve, because it's been so fucking fast, then in
6 months.
and like, no, 2 weeks later, they're like, oh shit, we're like sailing these around like wings. We're getting as much upwind
my
angle as
GPS
wings.
angle.
We're surfing it like, oh, that's it.
My GPS angle now is looking up the hatch. Like I cranked up about 3K.
I think we're going more upwind than a wing.
Yeah, comparable.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it's gotta be.
I
It's
mean,
cheap,
again, they don't know they're competing with me, but every time I get a winger on the same tack as me, I try to beat them.
Okay, here's a question. What percentage of the wingers do you reckon? If you've got 100 wingers now, and we've got 5% of the moment powering, what percentage do you think is going to be power in a year's time?
50 plus.
More than, really?
I think so.
More than
I think so. I think once
Why
you get your
not?
hands on it, why not? Unless you're jumping, what is the point? Like, why would you not be on a parawing? Like, if you're not jumping,
But don't you think like most people are going to come into winging with, into foiling with a wing? It's a clear wide
No.
hold. It's easy to hold on to. I mean, you own this.
well, same thing with the parawing. It's the same board, same setup, just different wing in your hand. There's no doubt. I think a hand wing is a more stable,
Easier
easier.
tool.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
why I still think the entry
But people-
full drive.
But people want to learn how to pair wing. I'm putting them on a wing, and then they might not stay very long. It has a learning tool to get into pair winging.
Yeah.
I think,
agree.
I think it's the next step to parawing, but I think everybody who is winging is looking at the parawing and going like, oh, that looks cool, I should do it. And the moment they get it in their hands, they're going to be successful because they already know how to wing, and that's like 90% of the skill set you need to parawing. And then especially if you came from kiting, which a lot of people who are winging come from kiting, now you've got two things that are like completely relatable. You get the product, and I see people migrating to, do they give up the hand wing? Maybe, maybe not. I know we kind of feel like we
I
have.
still look at that. I know you guys haven't used a pump for ages, but I think for the other person, learning how to, like on a wing, I think having the ability to depower power is quite an easy natural movement. Whereas power wing, you've got to move your body. You're moving your body, the center of your weight in and out with your hips. I still think that's more challenging, in my humble opinion, in comparison to a wing, which is, I think that power on, power off seems to make sense like a kite power off.
I'll see what happens. And
It's really interesting.
Yeah, it's happening so fast.
like, I mean, there's going to be
Crystal ball.
there's going to be some weird, crazy things that are coming out. I
Look,
mean, everyone's trying to push. So
Freestyle's not going anywhere. Freestyle winging, you can't replace that. The parawing will never replace what you can do with a deflated wing, and I think that is
It's a rigid structure.
it's a rigid structure. That's the anchor of what winging I think will be, and I think everybody who's just free riding, I mean, I think a lot of folks will be on the parawings just because once you get through. It's more difficult. There's no doubt. It's significantly more difficult. But if you got the base skill set, I think they're going to pick it up. Now, 50%. That's a bold, inflammatory statement.
What's
for the
going to be really
podcast.
interesting is the board direction. I think that's for me also just, it's all products in combination with power. And I think just having a board that's a little bit stable. In the beginning, we had these middies that were pretty narrow and really efficient to get up, mid-length, sorry. I think those getting a little bit wider and a little bit flatter and to get that pop up onto foil, that's definitely a trend. I see that coming already here.
100%.
I think everyone's.
We're trying to find that balance, right, between stability and board speed, and I think that's your challenge as a designer to all those things. And I think the other piece is too, like, going back to the material science, it's like as these boards get bigger, it's not a wing. The weight does actually, I think, play more of a role with the parawing than it does with the wing, and I think that's going to be something now on the material science side. I think we're going to see. Just like everything, you guys are evolving every year and finding new ways to make things stronger and lighter and faster.
We were gonna have samples here for Dylan to supply, but unfortunately, literally it arrived 3 days after I left, and our shaper Jamie Scott and Ollie have been every day on the WhatsApp just banging out the testing. That sounds like new designs. I'm really happy.
Super cool. Yeah, I mean, this shape's gorgeous. For foil drive, from the little bit we know,
Really cool.
like it looks like just perfect shape.
And
Nice flat bottom, good rail.
Massive shout out to Dale Chapman, the TC in Australia. He was one of the first guys to put the Frenches in, and just just learning from him and seeing what he's done and spending. I went to go and see them in Easter and did recently, and it's just been a really nice testing ground for us.
Do you know what the weight is on like the 40 liter?
It's a really good question. No. Yeah,
What?
I'm so sorry. I should.
No,
I
it's
really
okay.
got
You have
that.
a bazillion products.
No, it's literally his first production boards here.
Yeah.
What we normally do is take an average of first 10, 20 for each size from an average, and then that's how we put it into market.
Yeah, because I think it's one of those things too. As a foil driver, you're always kind of adding up to like, okay, well, I've got this much on my quad and my mast and my foil weight this and my bore weight this, and it's always part of the overall equation, right? It's not just about the foil drive for your weight and the battery. It's about all the other components, and those are the things you can control in your setup. You know.
Yeah, totally. And add that new fusion in it as well, and see the extended battery life.
Right.
You have 1.9 kilograms more weight,
I
but
don't think we're allowed to say that. I'll cut that out.
so cool, man.
What about? I want to be a little controversial here about the learning how to wing and the wing, the para wing. Where does that K wing fit in there? Of learning how to para wing.
K-wing?
The inflated plume.
Oh, sorry. I'm with you. I just think holding on to something. The whole point is you want to get rid of it.
Yeah, like we already have that. It's a wing. You're used to something you got down there. This is less, but
Yeah, there's a lot to think about.
There
There's
is.
a freestyle portion of it that's more freestyle than the para wing.
There's so many
beginner friendly.
other cooler aspects of freestyle. Like,
Yeah.
you know, wake freestyle epic on a kite, freestyle on a wing. Yeah. How many people really freestyle at the end of the day?
Yeah.
Two.
Yeah.
Very small percentage, right?
Yeah, most of us are after a carve, a turn, a
Yeah,
ride.
we're just.
But it's not the first one to the end of the run. It's the last one. You know, it's a race.
And I mean, there's a huge amount of people who are just psyched to just get on foil and mow the lawn too, right?
Yep.
They're just psyched to just get on sail and like do a tack or do a
And,
jibe and
look,
like
you know, throw the
successfully
cost into
execute
it.
that.
You know, you can get 3 wins for the price of three car wins for the price of 2 win wins.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, suddenly when the cost starts to come into it,
Almost.
having
They're getting pretty expensive now.
Yeah, the para wings are, and you know, this is kind of how
you
it
can
works.
do that with a Ranger.
what's our Ranger?
It's like
retail.
$659 for the large one,
Yeah.
and then now the other ones are like 1,100, 1,250 now for
That's getting
For the
para
big
wing,
ones, for the
right?
big ones, yeah.
Okay.
So
So it is getting up.
it's
Well,
up
it's
there.
like how it
You can
always
also
goes.
travel
Mhm.
with 2. I mean, you can't take 2 win wins out in the water with you. You
Yes.
can take 2 or 3.
I don't even want to take one. I mean,
It is great. Like,
You're just going to get whipped into everything.
Yeah. The para wing has definitely changed the travel quiver, right? Like you can fit like now. I used to travel with like a 9-foot bag, paddles, another bag for my wing board, then my wings.
Look, I'm sorry,
right?
I
I had
did-
all this shit. Now I go with one board. It's a 5'5" board, 4 para wings. I'm downwinding, I'm proning, I'm para wing surfing. It's crazy.
foil drive it.
You can foil drive it if I threw the mast or the battery in, right?
Yeah.
Epic. It
Just
just
going to make
changes
friends with
traveling.
lots of 4-drive people around the world.
Yeah, for the battery, right?
Local battery.
Yeah,
that's
it's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, this is getting me psyched. I haven't been on the foil drive since I left Puerto Rico this spring, just because we have so much wind here. But this is getting me excited.
We were getting in 200-300 meters before anybody else in Snapper, and you just even before it even starts to jack up, like because of the reduced friction, you're just on the wave so much earlier, and you give it a little wiggle, you get your feet all
Oh, yeah,
right,
sorry.
and then when it starts to form, you're set. You know, you're warmed up, you've got your wiggle.
It's
on.
my favorite thing about the foil drive. It's the same as a whip, right? Like you get to get in early, you're getting your legs loose, you get a few like nice snowboard cars.
Remind yourself, staying
Staying
get
just
low.
watching it set up, be like, okay, there's the peak, and you kind of line up and get ready for that, right? And I think that was the thing that I just quickly connected with because a lot of my background was winging, towing, a little bit of prone, but not as much. Usually I like mushy waves because I wasn't very good at it. Whereas like this gave me the ability to like set myself up and charge. Kind of just like bigger stuff. I think the foil drive loves bigger stuff. It's got
It does.
weight. It wants more push, and then you
That's
don't notice it.
a really good point, Walt. I think that the biggest thing I actually noticed was with the additional weights, you all that battery, and it's the same as your old tow boards. We used to have lead. I've still got lead in my old tow boards at the moment. You wanted to hold that rail as tight and as hard as you could. Having that momentum, having
It
that
takes
weight,
the little shakes and
it doubles
wobbles.
completely. And I've been able to move down to a 600 fuse on pretty, double, triple overhead high waves where you think you'd need to go for a little bit long fuse, but you don't have to. So
It's got that stability.
because it's got the stability. So it's quite it works well.
I'm ready for wave season. This is about the time of the year when I've been downwinding for like 3-4 months straight, and I'm just like, okay, I'm ready for some swell.
Coming into summer, so
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're the opposite,
Yeah,
right? So we're just getting into downwind season.
3 and 4 through wet into winter, so it's just it's looking forward to getting this on. Needs to get some good storm to come.
All right, let's go to New Zealand.
Done.
Why haven't we done that? We need to
I've
get
already
there.
said to Dylan numerous times, we've got to try and figure out a way. You
It
guys
looks so epic.
I've got a place up north. You can come and stay there. We can go riding, and it's literally it's a perfect point break sandbar. Yeah, I think I've shown you photos before. It's just really 4 or 5 minute view
I mean,
rides.
we see clips from.
There's East Coast, West Coast. There's always surfing. New Zealand's a strip in the middle of the roaring 40s, so there's always surf humping from somewhere.
Yeah.
And because it's long and narrow, you can get to East Coast, West Coast. There's always swell on one side or the other.
So magical.
Yeah, it is. It's really special.
Yeah, I got
it's
to go
not as
away
sharky
long
and
time ago.
dangerous as Australia.
Yeah.
It's shark. Aussies did shark.
Yeah.
Aussie's real sharp.
There's a reason they got shark links out there and doilies.
So
Just the hooks and stuff, and they go and patrol the nets every morning. Come out here by myself.
Yeah. Do you kite much anymore?
No, I do. I always get shit from the staff because I, give them choice. I go fawning at any of the fawning sports, but still love boosting. Just come through. We got a West Coast. Starts below 40, 50. The bigger stuff, I still like that. And I've got a bit of whiplash in the C6, C7. There's some damage about 3 years ago from just cartwheeling on a landing, just banged kite. And I'm a little bit more cautious now. Like I'm 51, and I've already had a hip reconstruction. Thank you. Still got dad bod though. I've got hip reconstruction just from
that's for that foil range.
Right foot forward. Yeah, exactly.
You gotta carry that weight to go fast.
And then I think now I'm just kind of looking at as I get older, I'm just going, I want to look after myself a little bit more, and especially even foiling, man. Some of those landings are hard. I've got to grab my head every time to stop the whiplash.
That is when you start getting into the bigger waves, right?
Yeah.
Like it's still a nice thing when you're out here downwinding and stuff. It's like no matter how hard you fall, like if you're never going that fast, when you get out there and you take some of those good whippers, they hurt.
They sure. They sting.
It's not just getting hit by the foils, the face plant. Because when you fall on a surfboard, you're on the water. When you fall on a foil and you're on a 85, 95 centimeter mast, you're 3 feet over the water going 30, full ejection onto your face. I mean, brutal. Yeah, I love this.
Yeah, no, the kiting is running great. And as a brand, we're still 50-50 kiting and foiling.
Yeah.
All the brands, a lot of brands have come off in the volume a little bit. The past few years, we've been in the same volume. So for us, we're just taking market share with them. We've only there's only 100 customers in the world. And they've gone from different sports. It's the same customers coming over each time in reality. Maybe our sport price is a little bit overall every couple of years. It'll maybe have small
You get a few surfers, bringing in some more. We're reaching out to more people now, right?
Look how many pro surfers posit for this. It's freaking epic. I mean, Australia was amazing. There's some really, really good surfers, regular surfers out there just probably pumping around.
Well, they're pushing the level.
On the down low.
They're bringing like we just talking about Bennett's, and I mean the kind of that surf perspective coming into foiling instead of coming from the wind sports. I think they're pushing the foils in a different direction, and the designers are responding and giving us better tools to surf waves.
I hope we don't have any accidents. That's my biggest fear at the moment. Like just spending so much time in Byron Bay, past few months, Gold Coast, Crumvin, and Coongatha, and all these epic surf spots up and down the beach. You've got some really, really good surfers in water and lifeguards and watermen and all those people, and you've got this foilers just weaving their way through it, and I'm shitting myself for that day that something takes someone out. It's going to hurt all of us. It's going to close beaches. It's going to restrict us.
We just talked about it a little bit ago. I think that's one of the biggest things. No. I think we should talk about it every time. It's like we've got to all be careful as a sport grows. So making sure that we are being safe, respecting the lineups, and then just being aware, because like we can make very selfish, quick decisions. Not out of being a bad person. You're just like in the moment and you're excited, and all of a sudden, if we have 5 or 6 of those, it starts to create a change in how people perceive the sport, and now it's never going to be as cool as it is right now. We're in the heyday, but it's our job to make sure we don't like fuck it up for the future, right?
Man, I'm sometimes I look at myself and I cringe, because I was like, man, I was 20 meters away. I need to not roll out so early. I put it in 10 meters. I had a leash. That could have hit, like if it extended the board, I could have hit someone. So I'm now
laying on that and being like, oh, that card was so good, but it was so dangerous.
Yeah. I shouldn't have been so close to that.
But it's a real thing.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Imagine how bad you feel.
Oh yeah,
that guy.
Oh yeah. No,
nobody wants to be that guy.
No. We're not that guy.
So don't be that guy.
Yeah.
Or girl.
Anything else you want to touch up on? While I give you the platform real quick. Nothing? Wow, this is amazing.
Dude,
You got through everything?
We got him.
I've spent the past 5-7 days
I know,
non-stop
dude.
from 6 in the
I
morning
know,
to
I
midnight
know.
talking shop and selling shit.
Yeah. We're not here to,
Genuinely,
we're
though,
not
but
here to
I'm-
sell shit. We're here to keep
I
you
guess
informed.
the only thing I want to say is like my reputation is based on the products that I push, or we collectively as a team. If I believe in something and I say to someone, this is a good product, it's because I mean it is a good product. And I don't say, if it's not a good product, I don't say it's a good product. We're pretty excited about the new Rover is going to be a good product.
Yeah.
We know that this boost board and the FT occupied modules is a good product. And then the SF1 is a really good product. I think we've got some new kites coming out at the end of the year, early next year, which are going to be groundbreaking for multiple reasons. I can't go into details yet on those, but they're going to be insane in the kite market. So we've got some really, and all our boards, dude. I haven't talked about our boards, but very briefly, we're taking about 350, 450 grams out of our entire range of boards, all new shapes, a whole new pro range of boards that are coming with PVC, carbon wrapped, vacuum top, bottom, taking a lot of weight out.
You're talking about twins here.
Performance. No, these are foil boards.
Foil
So Swell Pro Swell Pro is going to be one that you crank up when, then you just wind for downwind. We've got the MIDI, which I mentioned to you, talking about the MIDI Pro. That's going to do MIDI Pro now with new shaping. And then we're going to have...
What's up, buddy?
We're going to have...
Hey, we got him first.
That's okay.
See, yeah, see, nice, awesome. Yeah, that's cool to hear. Again, it was what we were just talking about earlier. Like, right, you moving material science forward, getting lighter, stiffer, faster, the whole thing.
Yeah. So that's going to be really exciting.
Well, it's something we can always count on from North, is that you guys are going to keep pushing this more.
We're a tiny team, mate. Everyone's got this perception that North's this big giant. I mean, you know it. It's 4, 5, 6 of us just working our ass off, and it's not a big team. It really isn't. We're spread pretty thin, but
Yeah, good team.
yeah, it is. It's an amazing team.
Good team and open to feedback.
Shout
That's
out
one
to
of the
them.
things I noticed for watching, Dylan's role with you guys is just like how.
His paywall.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
But look,
you guys take
everyone,
feedback. Right?
everyone knows, and everyone thinks I have an affiliation with North, which I don't.
You don't.
I just like the product. Look, all products out there are great.
Yeah.
Like there's so much good shit out there, but I just love dealing with my team. I love
it's
the
great.
feedback that I can give, and I feel like I'm being heard because I want to be on the top.
also,
We're on the top, and I always want to test that.
So
So
the customer service,
Yeah,
and
that's-
warranty. I mean,
that's-
we've got one of the lowest warranty rates in the industry, and that's a massive credit to our product team. So less than 1% is pretty hard to get to. And it's really important. That's why the brands are growing. That's why we take the market share. I'm super pretty proud of that. It's just super cool.
No, that's great.
If I can work less on the back end and session more, it's because of the team that I'm dealing with and how I get invoiced or how I can pay or how I can order and what I can see is available.
Team
And all of that can be
team.
made use like it's easy. Then I have more time to spend shredding and taking care of my customer, and that's what it comes down to for me. Right?
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Always a pleasure, John.
Woo!
That was great.
Cool.
We're good.
Cheers.